confessed in 2012. And he had his trial last year. It overlapped a little bit with Jodi Arias and then with James Holmes, and part of each trial, and ended with a 11-1 hung jury for conviction. So the retrial, jury selection starts in March, and right now I plan to be in the courtroom. There's not going to be a camera, but it's a very interesting case, and this murder happened about 2 years before Adam Walsh was kidnapped and murdered, John Walsh's son, and the Pates family and the Walshes, they became friendly, and they were sort of on the ground floor of, they were behind programs that we take for granted for kids today, starting or being behind the, the Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and not the Amber Alerts, they weren't behind that, but other programs, maybe fingerprinting kids or something. So I'm hoping that I can reach, be in touch with John Walsh and do a podcast with him during the Pates trial, because that was a horrible tragedy just before his son Adam's murder. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, let's just take this last call and then we'll let you go. Let's go out to Virginia and say hello to Mary. Mary, you're live with Beth Karras on King Jordan Radio on a Thursday night. How are you?
Jordan, can you hear me?
Yes. Somewhat, I think.
Hello.
Can Beth hear me?
Yes, I hear you now.
Hi, Beth.
Hi.
It's so good to talk to you on the HLN and CNN, and it's
great.
I know it's very, very short. I didn't get a translation on Ethan Couch. He came back to the States.
Yes, he got back today.
Why is he in? Right.
Why is he what? You were breaking up.
In adult.
Why is he not an adult? Okay. Well,
why is he in juvenile detention? Okay.
Well, so let me just explain. He was 16 when he got arrested, for the DUI manslaughter, for the 4 counts of the 4 deaths in Texas and the injuries. He's paralyzed a person. Others were also injured, brain injury. And he got 10 years probation. So during the course of 10 years probation, he's going to become an adult, right? And he's 18 now, which is technically adult, but juvenile court in Texas can keep jurisdiction until you're 19. He turns 19 on April 11th. So there's a transfer hearing, which they have to go through. It's a procedure to go through to just officially transfer it to adult court, so that his probation can continue from at least, by the time from now, say, till, he'll turn 19 on April 11th, and juvenile court would have lost jurisdiction of him. And if it wasn't out of juvenile court, I don't think any more could have been done to him, even though it wasn't 10 years probation. So they got to transfer it. So that hearing is February 19th. It was originally in January, and then he fled and, complicated things. So he gets back to the United States today. Tomorrow, Friday, there's going to be a detention hearing, and I was actually a couple hours ago doing some research on Texas law detention hearings for juveniles. Basically, it's a hearing where the judge has to decide whether or not to keep him incarcerated for a while. I mean, he's going to have a violation of probation. He should stay in. He can only get, my understanding is 120 days for violating his probation for going to Mexico.
Wow.
So he should stay in, and the judge will decide whether or not to release him to a parent or guardian. He certainly can't be released to his mother. He shouldn't be released to either parent. He should stay in. And the transfer hearing will come up, and any violation after it goes to adult court will be prison time, or at least an adult sentence. He cannot go to adult prison while the case is still pending in juvenile court. That is my understanding of Texas law. I've talked to some Texas lawyers.
Okay.
But it will happen inevitably. This guy's, in my opinion, he's not going to behave himself.
Okay. Well, clarifying that, because I lived in Texas, I didn't know that sometimes, legally you could be until 19 years out in Virginia.
Right.
From my understanding. Thank you for that. And
sure.
was very nice talking with you.
Great talking to you, too.
This evening, you guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And Beth, a happy belated birthday, of course. And did you have a good time yesterday with
Yes,
your
I
birthday?
did. I actually celebrated it the night before, and I'm going to do it again this weekend. I was working
Oh,
yesterday.
nice.
I work very hard
okay.
to keep up my website and write for Dan Abrams' site and other things that I have going. So.
And your website is Karis on Crime.
KarisOnCrime.com.
It's a very beautiful site.
a month.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, and I'm.
One last thing, Jodi Arias is back in the news. I'm sure you heard about this rapper. They made a video about him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but wait a second, Jordan. You're going to have him on next week?
Where did you hear that rumor?
He said it in the telephone call. He said, I'm going to do King Jordan on February 3rd or something.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God, you put me on the spot. So, yes, he will be on my show. But I don't know nothing about him. I just know that he was on Nancy Grace yesterday discussing this. I didn't know that part of the audio was taped. So you're telling me
that
stuff.
part was released, but Jordan, that call is supposedly from January 10th. So you booked him a long time ago.
Yes. Before
okay.
Before any of this was new. The part I'm asking you about is the part where she's talking about the cable and this and that. I spoke to people, and their opinion on she's just trying to get back at a lot of people by saying she's living quote unquote good. But from that standpoint, and I didn't know that I was that what you told me was true. Now I'm realizing why I'm getting so much Twitter information about this guy, but that's another story.
Yes, he mentioned. I listened to the telephone call. Regrettably, it was I think I put out in a blog yesterday on my website. I said it was 15 minutes of my life I can't get back. It was wasted time, but I felt like I had to listen to it. But he mentioned you, and I was like, Jordan, I'm thinking to myself, you booked this guy. Anyway, it was before everything blew up and you were doing your homework. You knew this was a person who had contact with Jodi Arias, so you wanted to talk to him. Great. I don't know if the video was out at that point, but I watched that too. In any event.
Well, one of the lawyers is on that video. I think the lady who stood behind Nermi and Wilmot.
Oh, she was a mitigation specialist. She opens she's in the introduction. I didn't see the video as really standing for, drawing attention to PTSD and domestic violence. I saw it as these people holding signs in front of them who may have been victims of domestic violence and have PTSD, but they were mouthing Jodi Arias, rapping, with their mouths were saying it over the rap music, and I was like, what is this? This is like all for Jodi. So it was more like Jodi in the news. It's like, please, so a big eye roll from me right now, big eye roll.
Okay, but thank you for filling me in. I was like, how are people figuring? Why are people giving me they're taking screenshots of what this guy said to other women and this and that, and I'm like, why are you people sending? I didn't make any full announcement yet, and I was going to say that for next week.
I'm sorry, but he made the announcement for you. I know that you're probably a very busy guy, but probably halfway through, just listen to the first 7-8 minutes, and you'll probably you'll hear him say, "I'm going to be on King Jordan."
Oh, thank you. And again, happy to have you. Enjoy your birthday. You still look great, and I hope best of things are still to come for you.
Well, thank you, and we'll talk again.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Beth,
Jordan.
And, appreciate it. And KarisOnCrime.com. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, and thank you, Miss Karis, for coming on. You're invited anytime you want.
Thank you, Jordan. I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the one only Beth Karas, of course, KarasOnKline.com. Check out her website at Beth Karas. And, wow, that was news to me. I did not know that the rapper that you saw on Nancy Grace leaked it, that he's going to be on my show. And I've been getting a lot of Twitter emails or Twitter things about this particular dude, Kareem Williams Lefty, who put out a video about Jody. But he'll be on Wednesday. Interestingly enough, Thursday, we'll have Kirk Nermy again. Now, we will talk to Kirk also about Jody. We will talk to Kirk about the news of the day. So we're going to try to get some different news. I know a lot of you are sick of even Avery, and Cosby, but that's what people seem to be loving so much. And I don't see anything wrong with it. Also, we are also working to get back Mike Brooks, but in the week after next should be Alex Sanchez. Okay, I want everybody to have an awesome weekend. Please follow me on Twitter at KingJordanRAD. Let's leave you with a big shout out to Maddie Madeline and Sarah and Mary and all you great people that listen to the show. And please subscribe on iTunes.com and take a listen to Elton John, The One.